Hey, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining me here on Wave Now. It's been a busy morning. So today we are going to LMPD, their tow lot. We're talking to LMPD Lieutenant Craig Browning with the traffic unit commander. He's going to be offering some information regarding a street racing incident. This is really dangerous, kind of becoming a problem. The police is teaming up with Cincinnati PD and the ATF. LMPD arrested a Quince Waddrell and seized his vehicle under the street racing ordinance. So they're getting ready for this media briefing, which is outside. Let's listen in.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And you're watching this live.
Is anybody not ready?
So just be patient, folks, please.
Okay. Will a reporter start us off to get us going, please?
If you wouldn't mind just spelling and saying your first and last name and then the title of your business.
All right, I'm Lieutenant Craig Browning, C-R-A-I-G B-R-O-W-N-I-N-G. I'm the commander of LMPD's traffic unit. We're here today to show results of a collaborative effort between Cincinnati Police, Kentucky State Police, and Louisville Metro. As many people are aware, we've had issues with intersection takeovers on the interstate. Also, one that I believe made quite a bit of news, 18th and Broadway, where there were several EMS units that were stuck in traffic that couldn't provide their services to citizens. Result of that, Metro Council leadership in Louisville Metro crafted and gave to us the ability to enforce the street takeovers and street races. The vehicle that you see behind me is here due to the hard work of officers and detectives on this department. This is not something I did. They put in the legwork through intelligence-based policing. We received a request about this vehicle from Cincinnati Police that had been involved in an intersection takeover in New Year's Eve where shots were allegedly fired. That request was forwarded to Kentucky State Police, then through my office. At that point in time, the detectives and officers in my unit were already familiar with this vehicle. They'd had a few run-ins with it before. They were able to actually track down, locate the vehicle. Some nights later, they attempted to stop the vehicle. The vehicle fled. They were able to obtain an ID on the driver, the operator of the vehicle that evening. We were able to seize the vehicle. At that point, it was taken to our CSU garage where a search warrant was granted and served on the vehicle. From this one car, we pulled out an AR pistol, a handgun, and 200 rounds of restricted ammunition. Questions about that would need to be referred to our federal partners. I believe that they're taking over that portion of it. A few days later, I believe on the 17th that night, the young man was arrested. He was charged with wanton endangerment in the first degree, fleeing in a motor vehicle first, and racing a highway on a public motorway. We have pivoted as a department to intelligence-based policing. We have real-time crime center that's monitoring cameras throughout the city. We have, word of mouth, but at the end of the day, it comes down to officers and detectives actually out on the street doing their job. That's where we get the preponderance of our information. Once that information becomes actionable and we're constitutionally allowed to do our jobs based off the information we have, it's when we take the enforcement action. It doesn't have to be that night. We're still capable to get you after the fact. So that's how it played out in this circumstance.
The video is...
The ordinance that was put forth and passed by Metro Council and the Louisville Metro leadership allows us, after the fact, to go and seize a vehicle. So that's what I was saying. We don't have to pull you over that night to take your vehicle. Once we work up probable cause ID on it, we can serve the papers, and the Metro Code Board will actually take the case and allow us to take the vehicle. I believe this car behind me is going to be impounded here for the next 6 months.
How many cars did you guys?
I'm sorry? There's police work involved. A lot of that was dependent on the search warrant that was served on the vehicle for the contents. but then it also came to getting an absolute positive identification on him. Once that occurred, the detective was able to get an arrest warrant through the courts here in Jefferson County, and then went out and made the arrest. One of the highlights of this is there was no police chase, there was no violence, there was no fighting. We were able to take a car, 2 firearms, and 200 rounds of restricted ammo out of the community without any type of escalation or need of force. Correct. Danger from us, danger from the community. Police chases are dangerous. Reckless driving is dangerous. We were able to do all of this without any of that involved and came to a safe and preferable outcome.
How many cars have you guys seen?
Right now, my estimate since this ordinance came out, I think we're just about at 50. We should be about 49 or 50. And that's been since 2022 when this was all started to be put together.
And then the video in September of him, was that through an LMPD officer's camera or through a public social media, or what video?
I can't comment on our sources because we still use them in active investigations. We were able to come across and link him to a few different incidents throughout the city, and that's what initially drew the attention to this young man. And from that point, once we had solid reason to go after him, we were able to put everything together and serve an arrest warrant on him.
The ordinance to be able to make this arrest and tow this car?
This credit for this incident in and of itself goes to the entire community. The community asked LMPD, family members sitting in ambulances 18th Street and Broadway that cannot get to the hospital that need medical attention. The call came, Metro government, the city council, they answered and gave us a tool that we can use to enforce and prevent this from happening on our streets. This is not something that's exclusive to the traffic unit. Every officer in every division on this department can enforce these type of violations and prevent this from happening across the community.
String of crime. I don't know if street racing is generally more of one-off.
I can't comment on that. Obviously, I'm not going to say it's impossible, but I can't make any direct connections on that. It is. We've received phone calls, our PIO office, myself personally in traffic, from other cities asking how we've done what we've done here. They're wanting our blueprint for how to make this effective in their areas. Cincinnati has spun up their own version of this. I believe once this is complete here in Louisville, this gentleman will have to answer charges in Cincinnati, but I can't speak on their laws or methods or tactics. We have interviewed numerous people throughout our investigations on this, and they've told us they do not want to come to Louisville. They come to some of these car meetups, some of these events, but at the same token, in the back of their mind, they're saying, I'm not sure if this is a good idea. We're wanting to put out the image that, it's America, it's car culture. You like your car, enjoy your car, do it responsibly. All right. When you're putting community members at risk, denying services, and even putting yourself at risk, that's when the issue comes in, and that's when we're going to address it.
What happens with this car after the 6 months?
After the 6-month impound, some instances we've had them released. I'm not sure the number of repeat offenders we have had yet, but there is language in the ordinance that allows us to seize it for longer and add additional fines for repeat offenders.
So ultimately, it will go back to the owner.
I'm sorry?
Ultimately, it will go back to the owner.
I believe so, yes. But again, like I mentioned earlier regarding the Cincinnati incident, they may end up having this vehicle up there. I don't know. I can't speak for their processes.
Last name, different first name. Is that a family member, a relative?
I can't speak on that. I'm not sure. I don't have any information on that. I'm sorry?
How would you pronounce the individual's name? Is there
Mr. Waddell. That's his last name. Quincy Waddell.
Anybody have anything else?
Is there anything that you would like to add that you didn't like to ask?
No, I think you guys covered it all.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
Everybody rip the mics off, and then we'll do B. And you guys touch on that.
All right. Thank you guys for staying with me here on this stream. I feel bad for the crews out there. It's so cold outside, but they toughed through it. Okay. So I appreciate all of you sticking around and watching it. LMPD announced that they arrested a person, Quince Wadrell, seized his vehicle under the street racing ordinance. We're going to have more on this story coming up later for you here on Wave Now and Wave News later today. All right, stay safe, folks. I hope that you are enjoying the sights of the snow and staying safe out there while you're driving as well. Have a great day.